Houston Wedding Limousine. Top tips for selecting your wedding limousine. Here are some top tips to take into consideration when you're thinking about the best wedding limousine for your big day. 1. Think about elegance and practicality before bling. There is absolutely nothing wrong with hiring a sports car or coupe for the big day, providing that it's big enough to accommodate the required parties and is also practical in terms of access when wearing a wedding dress. Not all vehicles of that type will be. 2. Try to avoid, if possible, shopping and changing your vehicle. It'll be distinctly simpler and less stressful if you select a vehicle that is going to be suitable for taking the bride to the wedding venue, the bride and groom to the reception venue, and perhaps the married couple onto their honeymoon afterwards, rather than having lots of different cars hired for each leg during the day. 3. Ask the advice of the limousine hire company on things such as headroom clearance and ease of getting in and out, particularly if you are wearing a very full and formal wedding dress. Not all luxury limousines might be equally suitable in this respect. 4. While there's nothing wrong with a little champagne in your wedding limousine, and many limousine hire companies will be happy to provide some, it might be advisable to forego that pleasure. It's not unknown for little slips and accidents to happen in such circumstances, and for the bride or other party to end up with champagne over their clothes. 5. If the bride will be traveling with bridesmaids, make sure that the limousine you select has plenty of legroom inside. Some vehicles may theoretically have 5 seats with one occupied by the driver, but having, for example, the bride, her father and 2 bridesmaids jammed tightly in together might end up with tempers fraying. Once again, take advice on this one. 6. Whatever vehicle you eventually select, making absolutely certain that the chauffeur knows the area where the bride is to be picked up from and the subsequent wedding and reception venues extremely well. You don't want them frantically researching these things for the first time on their Sepnov as you're sitting in the car waiting to depart. Of course, that should not be a risk if you are using a major provider of luxury limousine hire services. 7. Use a company that will decorate the limousine for the bride before arriving. This isn't something you'll want to try and do yourself on a DIY basis before departure, even if the chauffeur concerned permitted it. 8. Try to select a limousine that matches the overall style of your wedding. If your overall look and cultural feel is conventional, then one of the big traditional and least favorite limousines like a Bentley might be ideal. If your wedding style is modern and a bit more zippy, then you might be looking for a vehicle that makes more of a today and tomorrow statement to fit in with that, such as perhaps a Jaguar Audi. Take your time and look around to find a vehicle that's absolutely right for your wedding day. You won't regret it.